Thank you, everybody, for coming to our launch party. This has really been a fantastic day. It's going to keep getting better. But I am going to interrupt things for a few minutes because, with so many people in the world, with all kinds of activities going on, I wanted to go through some stuff that I can't really do on my weekly X space. Give some real audio visual multimedia set up information and just really enhance this party a little bit. So I'm so happy that so many of you have made it out here. I know we had today is a great day of load testing and data gathering and bug fixing, and the developers have been fast and furious on it. But already throughout the day, we've made a huge number of improvements, and it's just so exciting to see this, project the whole team has been working on so hard for so long, starting to come to life. So with that said, I'd like to ask everybody maybe stand up, because, just like a real world gathering, I want to get the blood flowing, but I also want to show off some things that you can do when you're standing and with your neighbors, and we'll start to have some fun. So if you're new here and you haven't been, you aren't familiar with the software, what I'm showing you right now is a right-click menu. So you can find somebody who's nearby, and you can use your mouse to give them a right click, and this menu is going to come up, and you can see there's all kinds of fun things to do. So maybe now keep in mind, we're still in early beta, though we are live and it's fully functional and generating revenue and so many things I'm going to tell you about. But this doesn't work boy yet. Girl, boy. You can click on somebody, right click on them and offer them a high five. You can right click on them, offer them a hug, peck. And I'll go through some of the other ones right away here. But, great way to make friends. Let's give someone a hug. Another feature that we're really proud of that has come to life in the past few weeks, and that we've really tested out here. You right click on somebody, you can go to their profile. They can, you can really see whom it is that you're interacting with. But you also should set up your profile. And if you haven't set up a wallet for our in-world utility token, Uther, this is the place where you connect your wallet. And you're going to need to connect your wallet for Uther in order to be able to transact, tipping, sending money. And I want to show you how that works. It's really simple. So here I've got an example profile just with some basic information. And Zainer, I should talk. I also did this very quickly, but fill out your profile. You see the Send Uther button right here. And if your wallet is connected, okay, well, I hope everybody else can hear me. If your wallet is connected, you can easily do that here, connect your wallet, and of course on the social center here, which is going to expand quite a bit, you can send Uther. There's so many things I'm not going to be able to touch on. So many fun things, super jump and micro avatars and mini, all kinds of different things that I wish I could just have a tutorial, but we do. So when you're in the Welcome Center, you will be able to find this poster. I don't know that this poster is in there yet, but because we're making a copy of this video, you can look at the URL here. We have, of course, a wiki that explains so many of the features in so much depth. There is so much involved in this browser that you are looking at right now, the XAEON browser. I'm going to show you a few things, but there's so much more that you can do. And I see that most people don't take full advantage. So take a look at that URL, and you can learn an awful lot, and impress your friends. But I am going to go through a few things here about the browser, just to make sure it isn't just noise on your screen. So we do have a quick bar right at the bottom with all kinds of animations, and these animations, you can swap them out for other animations using the utility book that appears on the left. Whether these features are fully functional yet, there's still some work being done, but try them out. Try clicking out these various quick bar animations, and you'll see it adds a lot of depth to the interactions and to the engagement with other users. I wanted to give a list. Again, this is something that is generally hidden. I don't see a lot of people talking about it, but it's one of my favorite aspects is what we call slash commands. And slash commands allow you, even if there's not a dance floor, for example, you could type in slash twerk, slash twerk ing standing, slash samba one, and you can try it out now if you want, and your avatar is going to start dancing. It's going to start doing these dances. And you can see there's other slash commands. There will be more and more that are added. But again, a lot of fun when you're standing in transport and there's no dance floor. You can still dance. You can still do a lot of things. Again, just still going through the right-click menu here. This is a social platform. There are killer apps that we are about to unleash, and I'm going to show you some in a few minutes. But one of the of course best use cases for XAEON and for our virtual world web is social. So be sure to right-click somebody, add them as a friend. The friend request is going to come up on the lower right. So if you get a friend request, a little notice comes up on the lower right, and you can add friends there. And then you'll be able to see in the Friends tab, your friends when they're online. And the Friends tab, it's circled here in red. And this is what comes up. It tells you where your friends are, who's online, who's offline. You can click on these other tabs up here, local and requests and search, to find users, to find friends, and really to enhance the social aspect of XAEON. And in addition to adding through a right click, here now we're going to start talking about the browser features. So this browser feature here, it's actually, I think we circled the wrong one here. It's one to the left. It's this kind of pin, and this is your landmarks tab. If you want to be able to quickly move to a region, you can click on this tab. You can favorite regions with the star. You can click on this tab to add the region as a landmark. And this is particularly useful. We do have our first sovereign on the platform, the red light center sovereign. And when you're in the otherverse sovereign, you won't see any of the regions in red light center. You actually have to go to red light center. You have to be age verified. You got to be an adult, and you got to go through that. But if you want to jump for anywhere on the network, including sovereigns that aren't where you are, you can add the landmark, and you can easily jump between sovereigns without much difficulty. And here we see we've added the welcome center. Gotcha. I might be going through the slides. That may have, anyway, not important. Next to the, so next to the compass, of course, we're all familiar now with the compass. You click on the compass, you pull down, you see a list of the regions that are in the current sovereign. And one thing that I want to note on the compass, so this is to the right of the one that I have circled. The compass icon will tell you how many people are in a given region in the primary dimension only. So what that means is there may be more people. If you see a lot of people in a region, there really might be a lot more, because we separate, once a region hits capacity of users, we create a new version of that region called another dimension. And we may have 10, 20, 50 dimensions going. But when you pull it down, you're going to see a little triangle, and it's going to have a number in it. And that number will tell you how many people are in that primary dimension. But now we're onto the events calendar. I'm going to talk a lot about events here, but I don't want to take up too much time, so I'm kind of trying to go through this quickly. The events calendar, this is important. The virtual world web, XAEON, Otherverse, it's great as a place to go and hang out and joke around, and it doesn't really need to have events necessarily to be a lot of fun. But if you do want to come when it's busy, click on that events calendar, and you'll see, of course, there's going to be more and more events going on. But this is an example of what we had a while back. Just some, various trivia and dance parties, karaoke, bingo, and of course, there's going to be many, many more DJ events and comedy events and all kinds of events. And you can find them on the events calendar. So you notice in the upper right here, we've got a diamond. It's got your character on it. And it's got here up at the top is the closet. If you hit that closet icon, you're going to go into the closet. And, I know most users may be familiar with this already. If you're VIP, you're going to have a lot of closet options. They're more limited if you're not a paying VIP member. But you can go through the closet and you can select different clothing items, different colors, different styles. You can toggle on and off gloves, for example, and then you save your outfit. Down here, you can see how you can zoom in. You can zoom in on the face for makeup or hair, and there's all kinds of options in the closet that you can explore. It's fantastic for fashion. Here we've got command button. This will give you all kinds of options, and you can explore the various settings and how you want your chat and how you want your screen. And this is what it looks like. You pop it open, and you've got the ability to modify all kinds of different aspects of your user experience. So, there's so much more. If you go check out the wiki, or you just talk to other players, or just explore, play around, super jump and micro and mini and I mean all kinds of stuff. But I want to talk a little bit about what we've got in store now that we're launched and we're really starting to market. We're really starting to drive new users in, and it's becoming exciting as the community grows and grows. In the next upcoming sprints, we're going to be adding in the events system. So right now, we host essentially almost all of the events ourselves, but this events system is going to turn over control of events to you, the users, and create new kinds of influencers, create new kinds of superstars, because you'll be able to use this calendar system, this event system, to do all kinds of things. It's going to allow us to do really fun gamification of the experience. So, we can pay you to log in, we can pay you to do things, but from a user standpoint, you will be able to select a date, select a region where you want to have your event. You as a user will be able to see all of the events that you have seen on the events calendar that you've subscribed to, that you want to go to, or that you're hosting. And you can host events that include, they could be free events. You're renting the movie theater, like you're booking the movie theater, you're booking the podcast room here, or you're booking any of a variety of regions where you'll be in control. You get the audio stream, you get the video stream, you could charge tickets, you could sell merchandise, you can, do classes, you could do your podcast, you can invite your followers, your fans, if you're a DJ, if you're a comedian, if you're a promoter, all of these will be made available. And this is coming in very short order. And I want to emphasize here again why it is that maybe is a good time right now to create a wallet, a cryptocurrency wallet, and get some Uther in that wallet, because you may want to attend events with Uther. You may find that you want to purchase things from events. So many reasons, and the price of Uther is like anything. It's going to change based on supply and demand. So right now, I think personally, my thought is it's pretty cheap. And if you're going to want to buy tickets and you're going to want to participate, it may be a good opportunity to get on in. And so, just some other visuals of you could see the progress that we've made. We've actually improved on this since I put it together. But there's an enormous amount of work and effort that goes into every feature set that we add. Every time we, have a major milestone event, I decided I'm only going to show a handful of slides because the events system, like everything else, there's so much depth to it. You'll be able to have chat about the event, ongoing, and it's really going to be a crazy system for anybody that either wants to put on events or is excited by events. I guess I want to start talking a little bit about killer apps, because giving control of the events to users is, I think, something that's absolutely going to blow up Otherverse in terms of community, and the killer apps for Metaverse include things like clothing and fashion. And I love this video. I guess I wanted to start, where you could just see the level of quality and detail. I mean, this is actually captured in world. You can see it yourself when you go into the closet. And the absolutely stunning and, the material physics, the way that the materials move. So fashion shows, designers, after we do the events calendar, of course, I know that there's a lot of demand from our current community to be able to design clothes. And these are the clothes that you're going to be able to design. Not only the clothes, the accessories, the hair. And this is going to open up, of course, we're waiting for user-generated clothing before we open up the stores and the sales, and the ability for you as a user to be able to put your clothing items up for sale, and you as a user to be able to transact, purchase outfits, and all of that. Of course, again, you're gonna want Uther. I promise I'm getting to the end and to the really exciting stuff. After user-generated clothing and after user-generated marketplace and events comes user housing and user ability to deco. So you will be able to have a penthouse like this. We're going to give one away today. And you're going to be able to open up your own stores, your own regions, anything that you can think of, just like in our classic version, of course, except at this level of quality, at this new higher level of not only fidelity, but function. So another thing I know that users have really been waiting for, and that's going to be really the final sprint here for becoming fully featured once we release user-generated housing and user-generated businesses and deco. This is when we ultimately are going to be able to say that we're live, we're at a beta. And all of this coming over the course of the next months and year or so. And lastly, our 9th annual virtual con is coming up this year. It is early November. So this is an old video. This is from our 8th annual virtual con. But this one is going to, of course, take place largely in both in our classic software and in Xaeon. I hope that you can see just by being here today just how much of a functionality the new version of a virtual con is going to be able to encompass. When I talk about killer apps, I believe that we know conventions are an absolutely crazy use for metaverse. Anybody who attends any of our conventions in the past always raves to me. They always say, I didn't think it was going to be this compelling, but it is. Not only are we planning Virtual Con, but we've got another convention. Virtual Con is going to be the test case. We're going to kick the tires, with swag bags, with virtual items, with trade show floors and booths, with speakers and speaking panels and multiple tracks. And that's going to happen towards the end of this year, as I say, early November. And then we're going to turn around, and in March, we are planning the world's largest blockchain conference. And this is the first time I'm saying it. We're laying the foundation to put on a virtual convention. People from all over the world who otherwise couldn't travel to, Dubai or Singapore or Las Vegas. This is going to be a massive trade show. And I really love the game plan where, of course, don't ignore these dates. That's from last year. The game plan here, going from our 9th annual virtual con, which is always a huge success and a wonderful show, to the next generation. Here we go. 9th annual virtual con. Thanks, Anna, for putting that one. All right, so let me see. Okay. I don't want to be too much of a party pooper, but I'm happy to answer questions. Let me. Hi. Well, yeah. I mean, explore around. We have new regions coming in. One of the projects that I didn't talk about is getting the content out of the download and making it distributed. That's technical on our side to be able to allow really any kind of region to come in. But you'll be able to basically, if you want to go into the red light center area, you could You could take the gentleman's club there, the nightclubs in there, and those allow hip hop artists, if you want to be topless or whatever, or throughout here, any of the regions basically, other than welcome, transport, those are all going to be made available. So start planning your events. Did that answer the question? Yeah, I do. So, to start off with, we are not going to be we're not going to be charging. It's going to be kind of a first come first serve type of thing. And as things get busy, then it's going to need to be determined by market dynamics. So I'm not going to put a price on it at this point, but I would say I just want people to have fun, and I want the event system to be wildly successful, and then if it becomes too where there's too much of a waiting list to book for events, we're going to need to start ourselves doing some threshold of charging. Of course, there will be free spaces in perpetuity, of course, always. Sure. Well, yeah. I mean, you could look right now if you click on the Dimensions tab. That's on the browser bar on the far right. That's sort of three arrows pointing out from a cube. And that Dimensions tab will tell you the pop cap of the region. And it will tell, you'll be able to see if there's more than one dimension of that region. And we can adjust the pop caps, but you'll be able to have as many dimensions as you fill. So, if there's 1,000 people in an event, but you don't want to have more than 25 in any particular instance, then there'd have to be 40 instances, 40 dimensions that would run. But that's all flexible. It's all flexible. Oh boy. Well, that's a good one for you, Anna. Um, uh, Anna, of course, is as always takes lead on VirtualCon, but it's anybody is welcome. Everybody's welcome, and I think we're putting together the sponsorship packages right now, aren't we? Oh, yep. Oops, hit the wrong button. Right. Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Right, right. I mean, how much fun is that? Get on, be the DJ, or be the event manager. Have your own, gentleman's club, Grand Theft Auto 6 style, where it's live with real tipping, and and the truth is, at the end of the day, we are a software development company. And we really want to turn the keys of everything ultimately over to people that are passionate about running these things. So great opportunity. Uh, 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 Hit us up even before the event system is live, and we can probably do stuff. And if not, um, um, certainly once the event system is live, you got it. Yeah, this is so much fun. I mean, just looking out, seeing all the people, and just having this software finally launched. What a glorious treat. Um, so if you've got any other questions, like I say, I really want to get to giving away prizes and all of that. Come and join me on my live X Spaces. I do it every Thursday, 2 p.m. Pacific. We give away prizes. We give away Uther. You hear a lot of advanced stuff, and we take questions every week. Yeah. Well, awesome, everybody. Thank you so much. Let's party. Let's have some fun. Let's meet the other investors and uh, uh, keep on coming back.